Hopefully everyone is doing well. Let me know if and when you guys come in, if you're having any issues hearing me or if my mic is breaking up. That would be lovely. Hopefully everybody had a wonderfully awesome day. I just realized I never set up my webcam. So you don't need to hear all that. I'll go ahead and mute it and wait for you guys to come on in. Let's get everybody in. Vegan Knowledge, Buddha, A. Grant, Dolly Bush, Ronnie Conover, Jazan, Wendy Jones. Come on in and hang. Shout out to Buddha 1000. I see you. I see you, sis. I'm sitting here fiddling with the camera, trying to get things right. Shout out to you, Buddha, for being the first one in. Hopefully you had an awesome day today. All right, see what we got going on here. All right, I think we got it. Technology, gotta love it, right? There we go. All right, waiting for everybody to file in. Give the gang a few more minutes to get in. I'll be back. Oh, yes, we have got Pedro in the hot seat tonight, gang. He made our girl cry, y'all. She's been crying all season. But I have to admit, this one got to me. Yes, I did have a good day, but I was, I couldn't wait. I'm like, yeah, Tuesday takeover, baby. Vegan Knowledge JJ is out there on her grind, doing a little bit of the look. I made a little video of her last year called "Keeping Up with the DoorDashians." You should have seen it. It's like she works hard for the money. Had that going in the background. Oh my God, she gets it. She is a hustler. My babe. Vegan Knowledge, do not type on the road. I worry about her doing that. I will be putting a link in the chat if anybody wants to join the live stream. Please make sure you have a working mic. Ronnie Conover. I love Ronnie. Ronnie, it really adds to the panel. I love that. Need to get that mic working though, girl. I am one to talk because I've been fiddling with this thing all week. Hopefully it's coming through and not breaking up. I took the last live stream down because after listening to it for about 15 minutes, I got extremely frustrated. Someone came in the comment section and said, yeah, I can barely. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Can't do it. Can't represent like that. Got to have better work out there than that. So I had to take that down. But that's a shame. That was a good live stream. Are you typing on the road? I hope you are yeah, she's right there. Well, hopefully you are parked somewhere. Don't forget to smash the like button, guys. Boy, he really pissed me off this week. I've got a Love Island video that I'm working on. It's called the Bermuda Triangle of Love Island. That show has so many love triangles. It should be on the Bermuda. I told Jen, I said, where did they film this? Bermuda? So many love triangles, but it's triangles and boomerangs. They're getting into these triangles and going right back to whoever they started out with. Wendy Jones, good to see you, honey. We're going to go ahead and get started here in just a few seconds, ladies. Glad you all could make it. You know, if I got one, I talk to myself a lot. So if I got one or I got none, I'm good. But I'm so glad that you guys are here. I know typically we're on at about 7:30, so I'm assuming people are probably going to come on in a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and get started because I don't want to hold you ladies up because I want to get started talking about this jackass because he's crazy. All right, gang. Did we get... How am I getting... Oh, that's what it is. We're missing our chat overlay. There we go. Peace. Tell you what. I see a newcomer, Rose Thoughts. What's up with you? Glad to have you. Guys, do me a favor, share this on all forms of social media. Get some people over here with us to come hang with the J crew. If you are not subscribed, you know, the numbers are getting better. It was 99% of the people that watch these videos that I do were not subscribed. Now it's to 74%. But that's still a high ratio. Do me a big favor. Doesn't cost you a dime. Smash the subscribe button and hit the like button so it can get pushed up in the algorithm so we can get more people in the J crew. Because we are going to have a ball this year. We're at 465 subscribers, on our way to that 1K. You've got 10 subscribers. Hey, you know what? You got to start somewhere, baby girl. I was at 10 too at one point. So yeah, you know, and as much as I'd like to have 1,000, I am very appreciative of that 465. In fact, we lost one. We had 466 last week, you know, and it's kind of stagnated. It's been there for a couple weeks now. It moved up really fast and then it just kind of stagnated. So we got to get some more people in, but you know what? That's all about consistency. So that's why every Tuesday, like clockwork, we are in here building, grinding. Okay, and it's not going to stop. So I appreciate everyone who has subscribed and those of you that will. Thank you in advance. Oh, okay, it's me, Ronnie. Oh, that's your YouTube channel? Cool. I have to go subscribe. You'll have 11 when I'm done here. Oh my God, you know, maybe we have to pair up and do some stuff together. Huh? What do you think? Doing better on TikTok. I'm not doing as well on TikTok, but it's climbing. And I need to start putting Instagram handles on here, as well as Twitter. Yeah, let's do some collabs. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll help us both grow. I'm going to be doing collabs with VeganowledgeJJ on her channel as well. Guys, don't forget, she's got VeganowledgeJJ. Look it up. And she has got some great vegan videos over there. If you guys are looking to improve your health, possibly become vegan, or have ever thought about it or curious, she's got a lot of Q&A over there for you. So check it out, VeganowledgeJJ, same channel name. So let's get into it. Let's talk about old Pedro here as people continue to file in. And again, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe if you're not there. These are subscriber only chats, so you got to subscribe to be able to comment or come on the panel. Hey, you know what I mean? Got to reward the subscribers, man, just for being a part of it. So guys, what is going on with this bastard? I'm sorry, this guy. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why so mean? Why so mean? You know, she has done nothing but be his wife. And he's got to understand where the public is coming from. Because from my understanding on Instagram, Pedro has turned off his comments because he was getting a lot of hate. But he apparently, he's got to understand what's going on with that. You know, you go 3 seasons and you guys are bickering here and there, but you go 2 seasons where it looks like everything's all good. Last season, he's crying about his dad. There wasn't necessarily marital problems. Okay, there was no, this hit like a bomb on all of us, and apparently including Chantel. So out of nowhere, you know, and he's crying in the confessional, trying to drum up some sympathy. Nobody's got sympathy for you. Okay? Nobody's got sympathy for you. You hit her like a tornado out of nowhere with this shit. You want sympathy? Give him some sympathy with, I'm going to put sympathy on the end of my foot and shove it right up your ass. How about that? That's how you'll get sympathy. Okay, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be nice. I don't like the way she was crying. Dude, I was bawling at that scene. When Chantel went off like that, I lost it. I don't like, well, yeah, I do. I can't lie. But I felt like I was watching a movie. If she was acting, give her an Academy, okay? Because I was done. I was done. I was, that bastard! You know, I was done. That was ridiculous. You know I have the clip, right? I can't.
I trusted my husband because he told me that he would not leave me. He told me that. He told me that. He told me he would never do that. That's what he said, and I believed it. And all the while, like, I'm just confused.
I fucking hate him. I don't usually say that. I can't stand him. To make her cry like that, I mean, that was some real shit. That was some real shit. And he deserves every piece of karma that he gets from that. Okay? Miss Karen said it, but she said, listen, what goes around comes around. She said it on the show. She's like, I gotta be Pedro right now. Because when you do dirt, it comes back. Okay, and yes, it does. So let's talk about this girlfriend exposed. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go back to the beginning. You know, I like to do it in order. Okay, so they are headed home from Santo Domingo, not speaking. I'm going to take the music out of the stream as much as I would like to leave it in. I think that will help. Okay, so they're leaving Santo Domingo not on speaking terms whatsoever. And it's not that Chantel doesn't want to speak. It's Pedro is the one that's keeping quiet. So her trip was to no avail, unfortunately. It didn't work out, even though I will give it up for Lydia. She was at least non-biased in that conversation. Just like Destiny points out later in the episode, she didn't have to do that because that is her son. But Lydia held her ground, and she at least faked it for the cameras because, as you'll see a little bit later, she knows what's up. So she was making it look good, making it look like she was trying to help them, making it look like Pedro was putting forth an effort by getting mediation into a mediation thing with his mom. But we know it was all bullshit. Okay. And then they get home and Chantel just basically goes straight to bed. Like she is like not even feeling it, dude. She's like not even feeling talking. She's not feeling anything, which you can't blame her. You know, you can't blame her. Her marriage of 5 years that she thought was okay is coming crashing down around her. Hi, Mary G. Mary G says, hi, everyone. I felt for Chantel when she said he said he would never, right, he would never hurt me, crying. Which is why she never needs to get back with him. No. He has already been abusive and would do so again. No doubt. Okay? Once abusive, always abusive. If you let them get away with it once, they will continue to do it. I have been in an abusive marriage before. So, yeah. And yeah, I stayed married to him for 4 years, and it happened 3 times in 4 years. So it was very few and far in between, but the third time's a charm, fucker. I'm out. I'm not staying here. I'm not being a statistic. And shout out to anyone who has ever been in that situation and have gotten free of that. Okay? There's no excuse for abuse. That's the phrase around here. Wendy Jones said, that hurts. I feel her pain so hard. Dude, I was bawling, Wendy. You heard me. I was bawling during that. I could not, I'm like, nope, I'm not going to cry. But I felt it welling up. And I was like, wow. I went over to Jen. I was like, what did you see? I'm like, wait till you see, because she was working and I watch it earlier. It's on Discovery Plus like 10 in the morning. So, in order to prepare for the show, I try to watch it earlier than just, I'm like, but then I watch it again with Jen later. And I'm like, wait till you see this shit. Buddha 1000 said, you see 2 different body languages in the car too. Yeah. Back to the car. You see, well, right, okay. So they're both kind of standoffish and looking out the other way. But technically, she's a little closed off because she's got her hands crossed where Pedro is open. It's almost like he's waiting for her to try to say something. But he doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to talk. So meanwhile, while Chantel is in her depression mode, Pedro is in the process of moving all of his shit to one of the spare bedrooms. Okay, Ronnie. Okay, I see you, girl. You were there too? Yeah, first time. Yep. And it was so weird, Ronnie, because the first time, I went to the first time I rolled out. I did roll out. Went to stay with my mom. God rest her soul. Love you, Mom. And she said, listen, I'm not going to get in the middle of it. She said, I'm not going to get in the middle of it. You're grown. That is your marriage. You work it out. You do what you see fit. You've always got a place here if you don't want to go back. And, my daughter was like 4 years old at the time. So I did what I thought was best at the time because I did not want her to grow up in a broken home. So I went back. I figured I'd give him this one time. Second time, same thing. But now, you know what I mean? Now she's like 5, you know what I mean? So I'm like, seriously? We're not having this. When it happened the third time, like a year later, I was done. I gave him the 3 strikes. you know, and I could stand my ground. I could hold my own. I ain't no punk. You know what I mean? So, and it wasn't a knockdown, drawn out shit all over the house, you know, that type of thing. I think the first time it was like a choke out, and the second time we're toe to toe, you know, and like I forget what happened the third time. I think family members were even there the third time. So I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I even had family members saying, yeah, love him to death. He's my cousin. Don't take that shit. And I'm like, you don't have to tell me. You know, I'm out. I only stayed because of our daughter. But yeah, you don't let nobody. Yeah, I was not going to be a statistic. And I'm so far removed from it at this point. I have no emotion regarding it. And I had to leave because, quite frankly, have you ever heard of the movie The Burning Bed? Yeah. Okay, I will kill you in your fucking sleep. Don't fuck with me. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to bleep this out. I might have to edit this and bleep it out because I'm pissed about this one. But yeah. I'm like, let me go before I hurt him. But yeah, I hated. Listen, you know, it's not just, it's like a sticks and stones thing. But in this instance, Pedro knows how to hurt with his words. Why? Because Chantel loves her husband. And let me go back to past her. She probably still loves him. And I don't doubt that he still no, I can't say that because he admitted to the confessional that he has no love for the girl. How is that possible? Okay, but you saw what I said in the promo, right? You wanted a green card. No, he was not after the green card. I will give him this. He was very smart, very meticulous, very calculated. And it doesn't hurt that his mom is a lawyer. I'm sure. And he tried to act, look, trying to sit over here. Wait a minute. Where is it? Trying to act like he's hearing this shit for the first time at the lawyer's office. Oh, really? 5 years? Oh, okay. He knew it. He knew that in 5 years, his citizenship would be coming through. When he talked to Chantel about a year ago or 2 years ago and said, hey, I'd like to bring my mom and my sister over. And Chantel was like, when hell freezes the fuck over, okay, I'm not living in the house with them, which for obvious reasons, okay? And he had it in his mind then, if not when they first met. But he definitely had it in his mind that he was going to wait for citizenship and bring them over himself. And I'm sure Lydia, knowing the laws of Santo Domingo or Dominican Republic rather, is familiar with probably some type of US law. She probably looked it up. Just like Karen said, she researched it. Okay, trying to harvest the American dollar. She researched the laws of the land and saw what needed to be done in order for her son to come over here and how long he needed to stay in that marriage for him to successfully be able to go on without Chantel. And the benchmark was 5 years. When the lawyer said 5 years, like, okay, it makes absolute sense that right now he is leaving her and there is nothing she can do to stop him. He's got it in his mind. That's where the switch flipped. He realized, whoa, wait a minute, it's 5 years. I can get the hell out of here. I have to stay here. That's why there's no remorse. That's why there's no feeling her tears. Time's up. Time's up. Sankey panky time. I'm out. Just because you didn't do it in 2 to 3 years doesn't mean you're not a sankey panky. You're just a sankey panky with patience. Okay? You're a sankey panky with patience. You knew how to work it long. And then I heard, what did he say? He was in marriage 7 years. Stop stretching it, Pedro. 7 years. It's not 7 years. Maybe 6. It's not 7 years. You waited the allotted amount of time and then you rolled out. The green card would have been too obvious. No, he wanted citizenship. Oh, she has to support. Oh, you knew it. You knew she was responsible for you for 10 years. You said it in the other. Yeah, 10 years. Oh, if we get divorced, she still got. You knew that. Stop trying to act like you didn't know this shit. Oh, 5 years? Okay, cool. You knew that. Your mother knew that. Shout out to Renee Revelinsky. I enjoy watching. I enjoy watching the show, but week after week, I end up getting teary. I know, getting teary eyed watching Chantel. It broke my heart to see her so defeated. You know? Yeah. Yeah. It did that to all of us, honey. It did that to all of us. It did that to all of us. You ugly cried. Ronnie said she ugly cried. Vegan Knowledge JJ said as soon as he got a little bit of freedom, right? He got the car, remember? And met some other people other than Chantel and her family. What did she say? He cheated, right? He cheated is what I think. And was a plan all along, right? Who knows, maybe. No, I think you're on point there. I think you're on point, honey. I think it was the plan all along. I think he and his mother conspired. Chantel was perfect bait. She was unsuspecting. She was into Pedro. And his mom sicked him on Chantel. There's one right there, right for the taking. Okay? Right for the taking. Go for her. And in 5 years, you get the hell out of there. Because in 5 years, you can bring us over. Remember, it's Lydia's aspiration to get to the United States. Okay? And she said something later in the episode that had me freaking out a little bit. She was talking to, I think this might be it. Nope. Not that one. I had a picture of Lydia where she was talking to Nicole, and she was talking about the fact that her education was paid for by Pedro's father. Remember that scene, guys? She was telling Nicole that, you know what? Everything is all good. Because Nicole called her out. She was like, you know what? You know, when she was talking about her and Alejandro, she's like, you know, let me make my own choices. Let me make my own decisions. Messed around with a married man and had 2 kids. But Lydia was like, hey, here's the thing. I was smart about it. This man was and is taking care of things. Okay, because Nicole just graduated school. She just graduated school like last season. He paid for her education. Lydia said he paid that university went. Yeah, he paid for all of that. Everything. I'm a lawyer because he paid for it. So she is continuing gold digging ass to use their father. Probably to this very day. He's probably paying rent on that house. So, and I don't know that Pedro, I don't believe that Pedro didn't meet him. Honestly, because he lied about meeting his brother. So he probably did meet his dad. And he probably gets money from him too. But Pedro didn't fall far from the tree, did he? Okay, the apple did not fall far from the tree. He's in the screen crying, walking around the bushes, like shout out to Nikki Starr, walking around the bushes in Dominican Republic crying about his mom being a gold digger. But what do you think you just did to Chantel? What did you just do? You used her to get into the country and had somewhere to lay your head for 5 years. And then when you were done, you threw away like so much garbage. I'm done. I want my divorce, he said. My divorce. And, Chantel made a good point. She said, he's not looking me in my eye. What does that mean when he is not looking me in my eye? That whole time, practically, he was staring down because he knew what he was about to tell her. And he knew. I mean, even the grass around him is when the season first started. You guys remember when the season first started and they looked like a happy couple? He's got his little hat on and no shoes, and he's doing some gardening, and Chantel's doing some all within the same season. How do we go from that to this within the same season? He's doing yard work. You could tell that he lost any love for her and that property because it looks like shit. The grass is growing up around him, weeds growing up around him. What happened to him with his leaf blower? And he's cutting the vines and just being into his home and his marriage. He was very playful with Chantel, grabbing her from behind, trying to teach her how to use the leaf blower or something he was trying to teach her how to do. That's how the season started. But literally right after that is when the fit hit the shan. Literally right after that. I think that was the only episode this season where they actually got along. Yeah, you caught that, Ronnie? Yeah. I was looking at that yard and I'm like, what the hell, dude? Is this the same yard that they were in the beginning of the season, cutting the grass? And he was talking about his flowers, right? He had some flowers that he had planted. And now there's nothing but weeds. That's so indicative of what happened in their marriage. He just didn't give a shit about it anymore. And nor did he give a shit about the property. That's how it happens. The marriage goes south, his feelings go south. He does not want to be there anymore. So he's no longer taking pride in how that yard looks. It's a shame. Renee Revelinsky said, I don't believe that Pedro's father had that much money to keep another entire family. She just feels embarrassed that she was nothing more than the side chick. I have to agree with that. As much as I can't stand Alejandro and that whole storyline, he had a good point. Alejandro said that Lydia was jealous of her children. I think he's on point with that. I think we said that last week. I really feel like Lydia was jealous of Pedro and Chantel's marriage because she could not convince their father to leave his wife and be with her. And she told Chantel, maybe try having a son, try having a kid. And I remember saying it didn't work for you, so then you're going to have Chantel sitting up with kids running around and no Pedro. And Chantel luckily wasn't that stupid. Said, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be that woman with the kids and no daddy. No. So good for her on that. It's a good damn thing that they didn't have kids. That's another sign. No children in 5 years. Young, fertile, virile couple and no children after 5 years? And they were in their mid to late 20s when they hooked up? Had all the piss and vinegar, still early 30s. Chantel, I think, is only 31. Pedro's like 30. They're still very, very young. No kids. It was a plan. It was a plan. He knew that he was leaving in 5 years. And he did not want to be his father. So he did not put kids in the middle of that. That's about the only thing that he did right in this scenario. That's about the only thing he did right. He didn't bring kids into it. Okay? Everything else was jacked up. He knew what he was doing, so it's all jacked up. But he did at least have the decency not to bring kids involved, not to get kids involved in it. Because he knew what he was doing. He knew he was going to roll out. And kept using it as an excuse that Chantel wasn't ready. And he's not ready to have kids. Yeah, right. You knew what you were going to do. That's why you didn't want to bring kids in the world with Chantel. So I've been following this stuff that's going on, and I know we've been talking about Karema being Pedro's love interest, but some interesting things are happening with Antonella. Have you guys heard about that? Because apparently Antonella has removed her husband, Daniel, from her Instagram account. Right down in the bio line, she used to have husband Daniel Hannah, and she had pictures of their anniversary. She had pictures of him on her Instagram, and now there are none. Now there are no pictures of her husband, and he is no longer listed in her bio. Another interesting thing, I will go ahead and roll the clip. I had to see for myself. Here's Lydia's Instagram, and as you can see, she's only following 63 people, and that made it pretty easy to spot Antonella. Why is Lydia following Antonella, guys? Many true things are done on social media. Stop showing us your cards. If you're trying to hide it, you don't put it on social media. Why is Lydia following Antonella? And why has Antonella's been missing now from her Instagram? Miss, oh no, don't socialize at work. She knows Antonella? Since when? Since when does she know Pedro's coworker? So I might be eating crow. Okay? It might not be Karema. It actually might be Antonella. Because it's clear that they had the utmost affection for each other. You don't come home with another woman's name on your keys. I don't care what kind of games you're playing. You pull that shit off before you get in the house. Why would you come in the house with Antonella's name? Game of ownership? So that was your way of saying you were owned by Antonella by leaving her name on your keys? Was that Antonella's way of saying Pedro's mine? Why did Pedro allow that to stay? Was he cluing Chantel in? I belong to Antonella? Where's the husband? And why is Lydia so friendly with her? That's the woman she wants him to be with, guys. If it's not Karema, it's her. Either way, it's some freaking body else. I told you guys that. There's no way somebody can just completely cut off like that unless there's usually another person involved when it's that strong that they want nothing to do with their current relationship. Remember that song by Usher? You make me want to leave the one I'm with, start a new relationship with? Yeah. Okay? It's when they're that checked out, because normally, you know, if they still have some feelings for you, not unless you're polyamorous, but if they still have some feelings for you, then you can kind of get back in. But when they're checked out like that, usually it's because it's somebody else tugging. Come on, let's go. You're supposed to be over here. Wendy Jones, like, tell us. Yeah. You shaking your head too, Buddha? Because, yeah. What's up, Dolly Bush? Hi, honey. Wow, little. Yeah, she is. Who knew Lydia was even on Instagram? She does not seem like the Instagram type. And as you can see, she's really not. She's only following 65 people. And Antonella, of course, along with Pedro, is one of them. Did she ever follow Chantel? I think not. Dolly Bush said, no, it's not Pedro, baby, but her boyfriend. Mary G. Also could be Laura the boss. Before she became a suspect, she was all on Pedro. Now photos of him on the opposite side. Now photos have him on the opposite side. Ah, okay. I am I'm adding you guys in as moderators, and then I'm probably going to cut it off at that point because I feel like you guys are supporting hard, and I've got to reward that, you know, and I know you guys have my back. Buddha, oh my God, that time that we got the spam in here, she was quick as hell. But I see the same names, so I am going to reward you guys' loyalty with wrenches. And I know moving forward, as the channel continues to grow, you guys will help me grow this thing. You know what I mean? And we'll get a lot of people in here, and it'll be a packed chat. And you guys will have your wrenches, and people will know your dates. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you being here. So everybody, if I missed anybody, I will, yeah, I think I got everybody. Rose thoughts I gave you another one since it's you. But, dude. Where's A Grant? I know. I was looking for A Grant. I was going to give him one too. A Grant, where are you? We're looking for you in the J Crew, bud. You know, the crazy thing too is that right here, what was this about? I'd really like to know. It hurt me in my gut to know, especially after hearing her and seeing her crying the way that she was at that end scene, and to hear that she was crying at his door at night. In fact, you know, asking him to, hey, you know, I need some comfort. I need my husband. Can we at least talk? Let's try to work this out. And he was non-responsive to her. And who's he on the phone with right there? Antonella? Karema? Who is he even on the phone with? Because we know outside of work and Chantel's family, Pedro doesn't have any friends. So who's he on the phone with? Other than it could be his family. But I doubt it. Normally we get that on camera when it's his family. What was this about? The way that he went back into the room when Chantel came up the steps and let her pass by, and then he went down the steps. You couldn't walk past her. What you absolutely touch her? Can you not stand her that much? You can't look or stand to be in her space at all? Like, is it that bad? I mean, I don't get that. I mean, he could not even stand to graze her arm. When she was walking by, he had to get back out of the way, let her come up the steps, and then go down. You couldn't walk. I mean, Chantel's not a big girl. There's plenty of room on her right side right there. Why couldn't he have just walked past her? I mean, that was dramatic, guys. He had to back out and let her come up the step because he couldn't stand to be in the stairwell with the girl. That's fucked up. I mean, it is what it is. When I get over 1,000 subscribers, I'll stop cussing. We'll go for the money then. Because that's some bullshit. That is absolutely some bullshit. I'm going to put the link in the chat because I'm curious if anybody wants to come up and voice their opinion on some of the bullshit that's been happening, especially on this particular episode. You are more than welcome to come up. You know, we are an open forum here. So there is the link. If anybody wants to come up and discuss this pathetic bastard who called himself a husband and turned out to be a sanky panky. He said, a Sankey Panky. I'm not a Sankey Panky because a Sankey Panky is only worried about their own comfort. And they put their host in misery. What the hell do you think you're doing right now? Just because you didn't do it in 2 years' time, just because you didn't do it like Muhammad did it in the beginning, where he basically left Danielle after about 6 months. In all fairness, Danielle put him through some no money and all of that. But either way, you cannot tell me he wanted to be with Danielle. I'm sorry. And I love Danielle. He's kind of trying to vindicate himself now, though. And oh my God, did you guys hear about Muhammad and Eve? What? I mean, I know that's old news because I heard about that like a month ago, that he's been talking to somebody on chat. These 90-day people, there's no loyalty there. There's absolutely no loyalty there. And I mean, here he's got the room set up. I mean, he's in there for the long haul. He's got everything, got his game, got the little air bed. You're making money. Why couldn't you buy a bed? Had to get the air bed. That's because he was planning on rolling out. That's why he didn't bother putting a real bed in there. That was a temporary layover. That's why the impermanent bed. That was a temporary layover because he knew he was divorcing her. Hell, I wouldn't even put it past him to be dealing with the lawyer. He called her by her first name on the episode, and I see that she's following him on Instagram, or he's following her on Instagram. And then Chantel is talking to Destiny once again, and she tells her that she went over to the Dominican Republic, and to her surprise, Lydia was actually open and receptive to talking to her. But she also admitted that she really just wants her marriage to work, and that she's been basically chasing Pedro. And then she starts to get upset there. You can see clearly how hurt she is. That's another scene that made me tear up. She said, I just want my husband to come in and kiss me on the cheek. Because I'm assuming that these are some of the fake things that he did when he was with her to make him think that he loved her. Or to make him think. He had to psych himself out. Going down, Pedro. That's why I put his girl is exposed, because the whole fact that Lydia is following her on Instagram and the fact that she got rid of her husband. Here's Pedro talking to Lydia and Nicole, telling them of his plans. And Lydia had the audacity to say, be careful, because Chantel could be hitting herself and accusing you of abusing her. Way to cover it up, Lydia. Way to cover it up. Chantel's not walking around hitting herself, okay? Yeah, she's going to get Botox and get things done and then not destroy it. Well, then again, she did say she would do anything. Get his ass deported. Do what you need to do, girl. Knock your head into a brick wall if you need to. Get his ass deported. Lydia's smart though. She's smart. Well, she's got to be. She's a lawyer. She's trained to think on all aspects. So yeah, she's like, yeah, be careful. She can be hitting herself and making it look like you did it. Although I wouldn't put it past him. He looks like he has violent tendencies. You know, there's a certain look. He looks like he has violence. You know, and there are some of us that would know what that look looks like. So yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to leave my sister. Sorry about this, guys. Just one quick second. On a live stream right now. I'll call you in a little bit. Love you. Exclamation point. All right. Yeah, I don't get a chance to talk to her that much. Okay, Scorpio Mama Love 4. Welcome to the channel. So sad for Chantel. Say that fast 3 times. So sad for Chantel. So sad for Chantel. So sad. Pedro had me fooled too. Yeah, remember Thomas was saying that? My mom never liked him. And I would defend him. I know you had to. I know you meant to put that N on the end of there. Yeah, I would defend him too. It's like I remember when Miss Karen and Thomas and River, especially River. I thought, wow, they're not really giving him a shot. They don't know for sure that this is what's going on, and why not give the guy a chance? That's probably why the marriage is going to break up. And they were right all along. They were right all along. So I'm thinking, mothers have that sixth sense. Okay. And Miss Karen sensed something was going on. She knew. She had the private investigator looking into it, and they would eventually find out. You know what I'm saying? But they were right, because that's the proof is in the pudding. The way that he's leaving, the way he's doing it, the way he's cut off, the way he has no emotion when it comes to Chantel. He said, yeah, her tearing up and crying. That's what did he say? His exact words were, I'm not gonna let that get to me or something. I'm not gonna fall for that. Fall for what? She's not faking, Pedro. What are you falling for? She's not trying to get you. She's expressing genuine emotion. She misses her marriage. She's allowed to freaking cry. You're the one who's all cut off and cold, and you know what? There was some scenes where, honestly, it looked, Pedro, I don't know, man. he's a good actor too, because there was a scene where he, right after the lawyer, remember when he left office and he said, it's sad, it's sad. He did look like he was genuinely overcome with emotion. He really did. Like, he's like, damn, this is jacked up. I don't like that I'm hurting her. Like, it's hurting me to hurt her. He did look like that. You know, he had me crying too. I'm like, then why are you doing it? You know, he's like, it's sad. He's sad. You know, because his marriage didn't work out. Yeah, but you're showing that to the confessional, but you're not showing it to Chantel. When she tries to talk to you, where's that Pedro? That's what I want to know. Where you got all these tears for the camera in the confessional, but when Chantel is trying to talk to you and trying to appeal to you, and have a conversation, and she's getting, where's that Pedro then? Like, why are you so hardened when she is emotional and giving her nothing, but you got it for the camera and the confessional? That's how we know it's fake. That's how we know you're just trying to do it to get sympathy on your side. It's not what you're doing, Pedro. It's how you're doing it. Nobody wants you to stay in a marriage that you're not happy with, but it's how you're doing it. You're treating Chantel like she scammed you into coming to the U.S. or something. Like she scammed you into marrying her. And you're, another thing he said, I need a minute one on this one. Do you guys remember when he said, I stopped my life for 5 years? What? You what? You stop? No. You get married and you're beginning a life together. That's when your life started, when you met the love of your life, right? You stopped what life, Pedro? The life that you wanted without Chantel? Because you have so much of a language barrier that you don't know what the fuck you're saying. Okay? You need to learn how to speak the language because you're giving yourself away. Stupid. I stopped my life for 5 years. Yeah, you're admitting it, aren't you? God, immigration, please. Okay? This guy admitted, I stopped my life for 5 years to take care of Chantel. First of all, you didn't take care of nothing. She was taking care of you. Wasn't she the breadwinner? You were taking care of her with what, your warehouse job? Because wasn't she working too? No, you weren't stopping your life and taking care of shit, but your own needs. You were sending money home to Lydia and Nicole. So who were you taking care of? I can't stand you, dude. I hope he gets win. I don't know. Karen, if you're watching, record it. If you can show him this shit. You're wrong. Okay? You're wrong. You stopped what life for 5 years? No, you set aside 5 years to gain citizenship in the U.S. is what you did. And you're pissed because you had to spend that time with Chantel, someone who loved you and did nothing but try to help you. You stopped your life for 5 years. What about her? You just took 5 years of her life that she could have spent with somebody that cared about her and that would have helped her go on in life and who would have given her children. What did you do to 5 years of her life with this shit that you just did? You stopped 5 years of your life. That's when your life was supposed to be beginning. You just clued us in that was nothing but a mission for you. That was nothing but a mission. that your mother set you on. You are going to burn in hell for what you did. I'm sorry. I'm so passionate about that, dude. Because he is dead wrong. He stopped his life. Oh, that pissed me off so bad. He stopped his life for 5 years to take care of her. So now he's trying to get back to the life that he wanted to be living. 5 years, time's up. Now I can go back to living again. What the hell, were you dead? I stopped my life. Everything was said in that sentence. It's almost like he resents her because he had to spend time with her to get into the U.S. Everything's about Chantel. Everything's about, because it's your wife. It's supposed to be about her. Because guess what? She's about you. She was about you. It was supposed to be about her. Why can't she be independent? Because she's fucking married. If she wanted to be independent, she wouldn't have hooked up with your ass. She could have been independent, single. Even your own mother told you, no, you don't do things separately, Pedro. Look, I'm spitting and shit. You don't do things separately. That's not how you work out a marriage. You have to find common ground. His own mother told him that. But we know she was just doing that for the camera too. Okay. She was just doing that for the camera too. Because she said it on the camera as well. I was looking out for Pedro's best interest. Ugh. Following Antonella. Husband going off of Instagram. Good God almighty. Rose thoughts. Yeah, he played all of us. Yes, he did. I'm going to call you Scorpio for short. Scorpio says, I'm disappointed because I'm usually, stop jumping around on the screen. I'm usually Pedro. Wait a minute. What? I'm usually good judge of character. Hey, listen, don't feel, he got us all. Thomas said that on the episode as well. He's like, he pulled the wool over everybody's eyes. Everybody. And see, that to me only says down the line, if he is hooked up with Antonella or Antonella, whatever her name is, if he is hooked up with, she needs to beware. Because if he can do that to Chantel, he can do it to you. And she's pretty damn young. But then again, so is Pay. I mean, he just turned 30, right? So, but from what I understand, she's like young, like 21 young, something like that. Yeah, she's like young. He's like 10 years older than her, although I'm 10 years older than Jen. I mean, but we're 40s and 50s. They're, you know what I mean? 20s and 30s. There's a big difference there. But, she probably makes him feel like, he was the man that he always wanted to be. And I don't know, maybe he felt like Chantel disrespected him or didn't have enough respect because Lydia was always preaching in his ear that Chantel didn't respect him. I seem to see her respecting him. It wasn't like she was, calling him out his name all the time. Now, we don't know what happens off camera, but come on. It doesn't seem like somebody that had that much love for somebody would be disrespecting them. If anything, he's disrespecting her right now. And how many times did he disrespect her on previous seasons? He disrespected her going to the Dominican Republic, swinging Karema around in the rafters. So if anybody has been showing mad disrespect, Pedro, it's been you. You've allowed your mother and your sister to disrespect your wife countless times, and she didn't leave your dumb ass. I remember watching an episode from a couple seasons back where Chantel was going to make an effort to get along with Nicole. So Pedro mediated a meeting between her and Nicole. I don't know if you guys remember that. And Chantel said Pedro is still doing that same weak ass shit, not speaking up, letting Nicole run rampant, running her mouth, and not sticking up for Chantel. Remember the time he wanted Chantel to apologize to Nicole? Remember that whole scenario? And Chantel literally almost cussed him out saying, wait a minute, why can't you stick up for me? You want me to apologize to her? Where's my apology? He never liked her. He never liked her. And it's the proof is in the pudding now because of how much he is shut off and closed off. He never liked her. If you look at just go binge the shit. Go back and look at his expressions. Go back and look at his attitude. Go back and look at a lot of things that Pedro did and how he handled himself with regards to Chantel. I don't think he ever liked Chantel. I think he went the times that he did show her love, it was fake. I think it was fake. I'm pretty sure, but now it really looks like it. But there were times where, and I'm just sitting here having an epiphany about that because there were times where I was like, wow. And I remember A. Grant saying the same thing, that at one point he believed that he loved her. I agreed with A. Grant. I said, yeah, I think so too. There were some genuine moments. Now, not so much. Now, I'm not sure. Now, I'm not really sure if he was just, you know what I mean? Doing that sanky panky shit. Vegan Knowledge JJ, he's so selfish. Yes, he is. Rose Thoughts, can we get a tell-all with Sean? You talking about Sean from 90 Day UK? Wendy Jones, right? As we say, a good man. Mary G at Rose Thoughts. Hope they don't go, but this has been an extended season. Yeah. Didn't get one last season. Karma. You know what, Buddha? Miss Karen said the same thing. Karma has a way of showing up and showing out. Pedro will learn. Yes, he definitely will. Dolly Bush, Pedro's family suffer from colorism. Yeah, definitely. Scorpio said there's nothing that Chantel has done to warrant his coldness and resent. Right. Like, he legit resents her. Even when she was trying to talk, you can see that he gets elevated. You know, like when they were talking in the yard and she was trying to tell him, you know, well, I know I didn't respect your, space. Yeah, you didn't respect my space. Blah, 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 blah. He was like, you know, you didn't respect my space. I know I didn't respect it. Yeah. She could barely get it out. But he was already on the defensive, ready to pounce. You know? Like, she was going to argue. Did she look like she had any argument in her whatsoever? She looked extremely defeated. And to make everything, put the icing on the cake, that's when he chooses to ask for the divorce. It's almost like he's taking pleasure in hurting her. It's like he's been hurt by the women in his life. Let's get the therapy out. 90-day therapy. Okay? He's been hurt by the women in his life. So he takes it out on Chantel. He's like, I'm going to get something out of this. You know? I don't like this chick anyway. Because that's what it seems like. It seems like he doesn't even like her. And this is somebody that you loved last season. Season before last. Love. Now you don't even like her? Oh, the host of all the tell-alls. Right, Sean. Now I got to go back up to what you said. I know, man. Well, wait a minute, though. It is a spinoff of 90 Day Fiancé. So technically, maybe you will be able to get a tell-all. Let's all petition. Let's all write into TLC and say, hey, let's get a Family Chantel tell-all. Family Chantel-all. You know who I feel bad for, too? I feel bad for the family. I feel bad for the family when Thomas said, you know, I just thought, Miss Karen, if you listen, I just thought about the snake. When Thomas said that he pulled the wool over all of our eyes, okay? Miss Karen had a video, and I didn't want to do any kind of copyright infringement or anything like that. I did record it, and I was going to play it, but I figured I'd ask first or something. But she has a video, and if you haven't checked it out, it's Karen and Thomas BSR. Okay, that's the name of their channel. You should go subscribe. She's got more subscribers than me already. And she's only been on YouTube for like a hot minute. But that's to be expected. She's got 100,000 subscribers, followers on Instagram. But shout out to Miss K. She had a video on her channel on yesterday. And she grows her own vegetables. Okay, and she has peppers and all this kind of vegetables that she's growing. I'm like, wow, I need to learn how to do that, especially being a vegan. I meant to tell you that, Jen, earlier. She grows her own vegetables. She had some jalapenos in there. She had the sweet kind and the hot kind. But she had a snake in the garden, in the ponderosa. And it was on the grate or the fence that she has, the screen that she has above the pond, right? And I said, it looks like Chantel's not the only one dealing with a snake in the grass. And she gave me a heart and like a laughy, and she put a snake on there. I'm like, dude, snake in the grass. And she started talking about how we have to be very careful, not only for snakes in the grass in nature, but snakes in the grass in our lives. And she was very classy with it because she did not mention Pedro. But I have a feeling that she might have been talking about Pedro. I have a feeling she is very politically correct with it. She didn't name anybody. But she said, we got to watch out for them snakes in the grass. And I said it because I'm like, I don't have to be politically correct. Fuck him. Excuse my French. Okay? Pedro is a snake in the grass. Chantel is not the only one dealing with the snake in the grass. Because he is a snake in the grass. And so is his mother. He was reared from a snake. Snakes make snakes. And his sister's a snake too. To always talking shit about Chantel. Chantel's not even thinking about it. She's always got Chantel's name in her mouth. I know, right? Dolly Bush, I see that. Talking to Wendy, he had the truck backed up ready to put his shit out. We got A Grant, y'all. You have a wrench. Welcome. We missed you. I think somebody asked about you earlier. Pedro is no... Wait a minute, hold on. Pedro is no malicious dude. He's not a snake. She's been moping around all season. I love it. Moping around in bed all season. It seems she's complacent and Pedro is on the move. Two people going in different directions. That's why I love you. That's why I love you. If we didn't have A Grant playing devil's advocate, or not playing devil's advocate, but coming in with a difference of opinion, I don't know. That's what you add to this platform. That's what you add. Because all of us are sobbing with Chantel. But I am a chess player. I can see it from your point of view. Okay? I can certainly see it from your point of view. But, okay? The reason why we calling him malicious is because he's being edited that way, A Grant. He's being edited to look malicious. So why would we not say that? Does it not look malicious for him to go for all this time and then hit Chantel with the fact that he wants a divorce when all she's done is nothing but try to work it out? For him to not even walk past her in the hallway or on the stairwell, he doesn't even want to touch her. What has she done to deserve that kind of treatment? Because it looks malicious to us. I mean, Chantel said that she wants to be a mother and a wife. That's where her goals are. If he didn't want that, then why did he even hook up with her in the first place? His edit makes him look malicious. I'm sorry, you know? And I even gave him credit for, in the camera, in the confessional, looking like he was overcome with emotion, right? Because that's not the first time we've seen Pedro get overcome with emotion. I do feel like he doesn't want to hurt Chantel, but every time he gets around her, why is he not showing her that side of himself? Why has he completely closed off the feeling Pedro with with the Chantel that he was with? That is malicious. I mean, come on, the girl does not deserve that. She's moping around because her marriage is ending. If you were in love with your wife and if you were married, wouldn't you mope around if your wife left you and you didn't expect her to leave you? She's not just moping around, she's fucking depressed, dude. She's depressed and she's hurt. I'd mope around too. And then I'd try to set his bed on fire when he was sleeping. No, but I get your point. I welcome all opinions on here. If you don't agree with what we're saying, please speak up. You know, that's one of the things we love about A. Grant. He will come in with a difference of opinion and not be any apologetic about it, as he shouldn't be. Devil's advocate in the house. Okay, so you missed us too. He said he had to help your daughter out. Oh, okay. Don't worry, have a 10-year-old. Kicking my ass every day. I bet she looks just like you too. Girls, dude, I am my father's twin. Girls look just like their dads, and boys tend to look just like their moms. The firstborns, anyway. Look at Lauren Lexi. Shy looks just like Lauren. And look at Kobe and Scarlett. Come on. Did Emily even help? And has anybody seen Coben? Good God. I saw that picture of him at the family picture they took today. Coben's legs are like down here hanging. He's got Coben on his shoulders and his legs are dangling down his chest. That child is going to be a monster. He better put a basketball in his hands real quick and see if he's got some skill or some interest or something. Because he is going to be big. Because he can't be any more than what? Two and a half? Because when the season was being filmed, he was 17 months. Okay, so that's a year and a half. Just under a year and a half. So what is he now? 2 and a half? He's a big ass 2. He's a big ass 3. It is huge. I'm like, is that Coben? Because it was culture shock. Because we're looking at him on the season and he's this baby running around and he looks like a 5-year-old hanging off of Kobe's shoulders. I mean, he legit looks like he's about 5 years old. And we know that's not even possible. But he's as big as a 5-year-old. But Kobe's big. You know, Kobe's big. So I don't know, man. Look for him on the NBA courts in about 15 years. Buddha 1000. That's called grieving, A. Grant. I feel like as soon as Pedro said he wanted to, I'm sorry I have to read it like this, guys, but you know, with the eye thing. But Pedro said, and then it jumped out. As soon as he wanted to separate, he should have had an apartment ready. So I think it was very sadistic for him to stay there. Now I know you're gonna say, "Hey, Graham, well, what he's staying in his house. He's got every right to do that." Yeah, I get that. But knowing that Chantel, look, check this out. The first night, because you can't say you didn't have money to be able to go get an apartment, and you're a realtor, you should know where all that shit is. The first night she was crying at my door, that next day I would have been out, because I wouldn't deal with that. No. I'm not going to do it to her. I'm not going to do it to me. And that's the conversation he had when he told her he wanted a divorce. I don't want to continue to hurt you and hurt me and do all. Why would you continue to let her bang on the door crying for you? Why would you stay there? He said he was going to move out. Why didn't he do it? He surprised the shit out of me when he stayed there. I'm, oh, okay, wait a minute. He's staying at the house with her? Why didn't he get an apartment? Buddha, that's a very good point. Why didn't he just get an apartment? And that way she could have dealt with it a little bit better. It was worse on her for him to be there and be shut off than it would have been if he was just completely gone. Because he was completely gone anyway, but staying in the same house with her, that was just creepy. That was weird. This is someone who shared your bed for 5 years and is now sleeping in another room and clearly wants nothing to do with you. And you're banging and crying on the door and he is what? Ignoring you. That's even more hurtful than him just picking up and leaving. Being there in her face and not giving her that love, not giving her, you know what I'm saying? Why torture the girl? You should have just left. A. Grant said he's hard on Chantel. What I don't like is Chantel doing any drama. Oh my God. As hard as it is, at that point, it's best to cut it and move on. Move on strong. I'm going to tell you something. I got to agree with that. It's almost, did anybody else, okay, is it just me or is anybody else almost borderline pissed off at Chantel for that? It's like, girl, you got it going on. Why don't you see that? Like, stop crying over him. Destiny, her girlfriend, told her, stop crying in front of him. He does not deserve your tears. It's like, Pedro said, I don't like to be chased. You know, he said, you know that. I don't like to be pursued. Stop fucking pursuing him. I agree with that. Stop, get some self-esteem, get some self-respect, and be like, okay, bye. In fact, no, I don't want you staying in the room. I'm going to need you to pack your shit and get out. That's what she should have said. Oh, you don't want to answer me when I'm knocking on the door? Why don't you pack your shit and get out? Why are you even staying here? It's like, she's a Taurus. I know you got that piss and vinegar. You know what it is, though. You know what it is. She's defeated. You know, Ronnie said it earlier. She's defeated, guys. You know, she's defeated. Pedro has literally sucked the life out of Chantel. You know, she was, at least in that moment, she is, you know, this has been filmed a while ago now, and she bounced back. And come on, with Karen Everett as a mother, there's no way you're gonna stay down like that. She ain't gonna have that. And you can see Chantel's been posting stuff where she's, you know, obviously picked herself up, brushed her shoulders off, and is fighting back. So yeah, that did happen. I just wish we saw it on this season. You know what I'm saying? I wish we saw some of that on this season. I'm gonna have to go turn my AC on. Putting in work, y'all. Putting in work in the heat. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it on. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Because it's hot. Okay, I'm back. Be cooled off in here in just a second. I think my grandfather, God rest his soul, had a premonition that I was going to live in Ocean City because I'm originally from New Jersey and there's an Ocean City there as well. But we used to go to the beach when I was a kid all the time, and he used to call me Dawno City. And who knew that I would end up living in Ocean City? So yeah, Dawno City, Pop. I am truly Dawno City now because that's exactly where I'm at. Hey, Jen, if you're listening, nah, I can't do it. Guys, I have gone fully raw vegan as of yesterday. Jen and I are going back raw. Jen's about 85%. She was 100% raw vegan. But then she had an issue with her tooth, and it's kind of hard for her to chew on some of the vegetables. So to be safe, she started, going to rice and potatoes and things like that. Plus, she can afford to do that because she went down to like $1.05. My baby did. She lost all her body fat. Looks good. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, she lost all her. So she's like, I think I want to pick a few pounds back up. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, well, hey, you look good to me, but I have gone completely raw vegan. So I've got a lifestyle that I have started called Fast and Raw. And it is fasting, intermittent fasting for 22 hours of every day. I know you guys are going to be like, okay, but you're nuts. 22 hours of every day I am fasting and drinking a gallon of water in that time. I drink about 10 of these a day. I get a gallon of water and it keeps the hunger pains away. Not to mention after a few days of fasting, the ghrelin goes, or you don't get hungry. But I'm not doing a full extended fast. I've done that before. I've fasted for 20 days. But I am fasting for 22 hours a day, and I'm eating this massive salad that's completely alkaline. All it is lettuce, tomatoes, kale, spinach, onion, and cucumber. And that's it, with some vinaigrette. No dairy, no meat. And I'm going to live on that particular plan until the first of the year. And I'm going to see where I'm at with this eyesight thing. I'm doing that as a drastic attempt to cure what is going on because the doctors couldn't figure out why I'm blinded. The way that it looks, from my point of view, is like I can see everything, but it's like I'm looking through blinding sunlight. So if you've ever stared in the sun for like a few minutes and then looked away and you've got that blindness and you can still see, but you've got that blindness, that's what my vision looks like. So I can't drive. I can't work on a computer really. So the video editing and doing the live streams, people are like, how the hell are you doing that? Got that third eye, baby, just like Prince used to say. You got to use that third eye. It heightens all your other senses and everything else when you can't see. So I am attempting to heal use my body's ability to heal itself by giving it nothing but air, water, time to fast, and veggies. And I'll keep you posted. Buddha said, "Okay, guys, I have an unpopular opinion. I don't think Chantel should have took all that. Oh, I know where you're going. Should have took all that money. Maybe half, but she only won a small victory." Jen thinks Miss Karen told her to do it. You know what? I'm like, get his ass. Get taken. Because look what he did with her. He took 5 years of her life. I think she's taking payment for that. But she's not going to get away with that. I like the fact that she did it, though. I like that. She sent the message. F me, no, F you. Hey, Chris says she's tripping. 2 weeks ago, Pedro is my. Is my. Sorry. 2 weeks ago, Pedro is my soulmate. Oh my God. Now it was. I think he wanted to be single. The whole. I can't even finish it. Oh my God. Oh my God. I think he wanted to be single the whole time. Pedro loved that girl. I do think that. Putting up with her family. Placing Chantel over his own. You know, I'm so torn because I'm like, did he love her? I really feel in my heart of hearts that he did. And I consider myself like a pretty good judge of character with that. I really feel like he did. Like some of these moments where he's kind of losing it in the camera, I do feel like they're genuine. But part of me goes back to, was it all fake because of what's going on now, how he's managed to shut it all off? But again, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Chantel could have very well been talking to him like trash the whole entire time, and he's just got finally fed up with it, and we didn't see any of that. So I'm aware of how they can edit something to make it look like it's all him, and we're not seeing what she's doing. Because Chantel got attitude. Chantel can be nasty. So we don't know that that wasn't what was also happening behind the scenes. And she was treating him like trash. Who knows? But I'm sure if that were the case, it will eventually come out, but I don't see that. I don't she just doesn't seem like she has it in her to just be that crass. You know what I mean? It's like I see her have temperament issues at times, but she seems like she genuinely loved Pedro. And it seemed like he genuinely loved her. I think we're all just out of the blue with all of this, hey, season after season after season. Then all of a sudden, boom, you got it in you that you want a divorce. We are missing some pieces to this puzzle. That's the problem. We're missing some we're missing some timeline here. Because for it to go from one extreme to that in just a matter of a year, there's some stuff that we don't know and probably will never know. But yeah, that's crazy. All right, I'm going to read a couple more and then I'm going to go ahead and get that salad started because I have to eat by 10. I fast from 12 midnight up until about 9 to 10 at night. So it's about that time and I'm about to go get some grub. Dolly Bush. Does she have to give him some of the money? I think she does. She took out the bet. Yeah, I think a judge is going to end up ruling that she's got to give some of that back, because if that was everything that they had and not just half, then yeah, they got to split that. You know what I mean? Because they had a business, Pedro Chantel LLC, and if that was the earnings from that, Chantel doesn't have any right to take all of it. You know what I mean? I see what she's saying. You can see the preview where she's driving. She's like, I got to look out for me. Yeah, you do. But you can't take his shit too. You know what I mean? Man got to live on something. Chantel, Wendy Jones says, Chantel is a nurse. She works hard. Facts. Yeah, that's why I don't understand him going off calling her lazy and saying she's sleeping in the bed and all that. She works 4 days or 3 days where she's working 12 to 15 hours a day. She's working a full-time job in 4 days. She should be sleeping. A. Grant, the places we are missing. The pieces we are missing. Hold on. Okay, we can't be with them, right? We can't be with them all the time. Exactly. But a public relationship is a lot to endure. Yeah, and I really think that took a toll. I think that took a toll. Buddha 1000 said, come on, A. Grant. Dude wasn't steady taking care of the law, right? We talked about that earlier, A. Grant. I think you missed it. It's like, what's up with the weeds? Pedro looking like, Crocodile Dundee at the beginning of the season with the hat on and the like straw fedora, no shoes, looking like Tarzan. Chantel was calling him Pantel. Huh. Chantel was calling him Tarzan, and he got the little golf grip getting behind her, and the lawn looked perfectly manicured. He asked for some tumbleweeds. They were in the middle of some freaking weeds, dude. That shit was growing up around his ankles. I was like, Pedro, where's the lawnmower? It's indicative of their relationship. It's full of weeds now. Y'all gotta stop talking about Chantel. Remember when Destiny was trying to teach her how to cook? Putting some stuff in the crock pot? I mean, you mess up with a crock, throw the shit in there, and the crock pot does all the work. But unfortunately, it was too late. Because Pedro was already checked out. She couldn't have cooked him a 5-course meal that he would have been happy with. Hubby and I have separate accounts, Ronnie said. And one account for a household. That's how you got to do it. That's how you have to do it. You know what I mean? Jen and I are the same way. We have one where we both have access to it, and then she has hers and I have mine. It's like you also have, because sometimes I might want to get her a surprise or something. I don't necessarily want her to see the receipt in the bank statement of what I did, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, the cool thing is we also have that openness that we can see whatever, you know what I mean? I never have to worry about giving her my phone for anything or taking her phone because I have to get something off of her phone, like a picture or an airdrop because she's on the computer and can't give it to me. And I don't go looking. And I can give her my phone to her without any reservations because I know there's nothing in there to be found. You know what I mean? So it's good when you have that trust in a relationship. And like this thing with Pedro and Chantel, everybody's saying that he's cheating. We've said he's cheated, but it's just so coincidental. And I don't say ironic. People always mess up ironic. Ironic means reverse or opposite. It's coincidental that freaking Antonella's husband is no longer on her Instagram. Okay? And if it comes out in the wash that Pedro was, cheating or, had been unfaithful during that time, he is going to have you think you got haters now, Pedro. Oh my God, I'm loving it. I'm loving the Buddha and A. Grant conversation. She like, nah, A. Grant, nah. Let me tell you something. I can like see you doing this. let me show you something. My old best dish was making what? Making cereal. Captain Crunch. Now I can cook my ass off. Uh-oh. So I got hope for Chantel. Oh man. Well, I'll tell you what. She might be burning a salad, but I'm getting ready to go make a salad. Guys, I tell you what. I have really enjoyed this one. I've enjoyed watching you guys in the chat go back and forth. And again, I appreciate all of you for being here. And I'm getting ready to go make me some dinner. And we're gonna reconvene next Tuesday, same time, same bat channel. Guys, thanks again. Don't forget to share this and smash the like button if you didn't get a chance to do that. Share this. Let's get some more people in the J Crew. All right. Peace and blessing, guys. Have a good night.